Well, he's managed now to secure that debt deal with the EU, but only just barely. He had a rebellion within his own party, and he still has a lot of opposition. So what he's doing now is essentially cleaning house and saying, look, we're going to have snap elections. And by doing so, he's hoping to take it to the people and gain some more support. Now, what that means is essentially we could still see, we don't seem to expect too much change, but what it means is that whilst his party, Syriza, may still gain quite a few votes, it may not be enough for a majority, so he may have to form another coalition. But either which way, it's really about securing the mandate to take this debt deal and solve the debt crisis going forward. So that's his ultimate goal, that he faces a lot of opposition within his own party, and it's not clear quite where the public stands at this point. So he is risking a little bit by calling these snap elections, Jonathan.
And it is a parliamentary system. He needs a majority in parliament to take the prime minister's office again. As you mentioned, he's facing opposition within his own party. A third of his caucus is opposed to some of these measures. Is he going to have to run against members of his own party or find candidates to oppose them so he can get enough support?
He may very well. In fact, what we could do is see Syriza actually split. So it is a possibility. I think at the moment, his popularity is still holding. I believe the latest poll showed his popularity hovering somewhere between 60 to 70%. The general public feeling seems to be that he has guided the country to take the best of what is frankly, a whole series of bad options for Greece. And so for many people here, they feel, well, we're not really happy. We know it's going to be tough, but it's probably the best we can do at this moment. And that's what he's betting on. Now, the key question for him is going to be whether or not he can rally more of his party, Syriza, or whether he can form some sort of a coalition with opposition members.
What about the people who'll be voting, the people of Greece? What are conditions like for them now? Do they have access to their money, and can they afford to buy anything with it?
Well, they do now. The banks are now functioning again. Things have sort of gone back to normal. But, the pensions, for example, are still a big issue. People rely on those pensions, and as part of their reforms, those are being cut. So there is still, austerity is really biting into normal everyday life here. It's very tough. And on top of that, you have the migrant situation, like right here on the island of Kos. So Greece is bearing a double burden here, and it is very tough for people. But so far, they're bearing up with it, and they feel as though they have the best deal that they could. The question is going to be later on down the line, when we see the debt crisis loom again, is it going to extend further? How are people going to feel then?